weekend, happy Saturday. I hope you're all having a lovely day, no matter what day or time it is where you are at the moment. If you're new here, which you may be because I am too, my name's Kate. I'm a junior doctor in Australia and I really like talking about books. So I thought today I would share with you my Orilium Readathon TBR, which is quite lengthy considering I am also working full-time. But I thought I'd talk you through what I've picked and what I'm hoping to get through. I had a good time last time. I managed to get through all of my books. So I'm really hoping I'll be able to do that again this month. I'm doing pretty well so far. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the books. So the calling that I'm going for in this readathon is the Feywild Cartographer, which requires me to read 7 books this time and then 7 books later in the year for the second half of the readathon. So I picked a few nice ones for myself and then a few larger ones. So here's the pile. I won't give too much away to start with. I will probably talk you through the first book I've read, which is House of Earth and Blood, which I have already finished. Happy days, big chunky one. So this was for Inscription and the prompt for that was an intimidating read. And I wouldn't usually have said maybe that this was intimidating to begin with, but considering the size of it, all 800 pages for, you know, a readathon, I thought that that counted pretty well. So that one I just finished this week, so I'm really happy with my progress so far there. The next one that I might talk you through is for shape-shifting, and the prompt for that was for a creature with claws on the cover. So for that one I'm reading The Raven King. As you can see, I have started it, and I've been wanting to finish this series for quite a while now. I read the first couple of books last year and it's taken me ages to get to this one, so I'm very excited to be finishing this. I only just started it a couple of days ago and I'm flying through at the moment. I'm really enjoying it so far, so I'm sure there'll be a full review towards the end somewhere, but yeah, really enjoying that one. Next on the list, for elemental studies, the prompt was less than 100 pages. I'm showing you the first Tea Dragon Society book, which I actually did read in the readathon last year. So I've got the second one waiting for me at the library at the moment to pick up. If you haven't seen this series, they are the cutest, honestly. They're just so beautiful. So would definitely recommend picking them up if you're like me and like anything to do with dragons or just cute tea related things in general. Would definitely recommend that one. Next on the list was Animal Studies, which was supposed to be a quick read. So I've got Heartstopper number 3 for this one. All of these are a very quick read for me. I almost feel like I can't get into the story too much because I get through them so quickly, but they are very cute and I'm looking forward to getting towards the end of this series, so I'm going to enjoy that one. Next on the list is Alchemy, which is just a romance novel. So I've kind of put this one in here. I know it has some romance in it. So I've been really wanting to read The Other Side of the Sky for a little bit, so I'm popping this in here. It's another fairly chunky book. It does have, how many pages does it have? 470 pages, but I've heard such good things and I've really enjoyed everything else that I've read by Amy Kaufman, so I'm really hoping that that one's going to be really good. Alrighty, next on the list is Astronomy, which is a book that is the top of your TBR. So I just got in the mail last week this one, which is the last in the 4 Wayfarers books from Becky Chambers. So it's The Galaxy and The Ground Within. I adored the first book in this series. The others have been great, but the first one has just blown it away for me. And I know from the blurb that this book actually has one of the characters that was in the first book in it, who was a side character in the first book, but seems like she's getting more time in the spotlight in this one. So I'm really looking forward to reading that, and really hoping that there might maybe be a cameo from some of my old favourite characters. There's like one mention of them in the second book, which just, oh, my heart, seeing them from afar. So yes, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I have been having to put off myself from reading this one first because it's the top of my TBR for a reason. And then the last of my 7 books is for demonology, I believe. Which the prompt was to have the word shadow on the cover. Now I do have Shadow and Bone on order from the library, but it hasn't come in yet. So this is kind of my backup book in case that doesn't arrive by the end of the month. So I've got Chasing the Shadows by Maria Snyder. I read the first book of this a couple of years ago. And really quite enjoyed it, and I've had this sitting on my shelf for quite a while and just haven't quite got to it yet, but I'd really quite like to read it. It mixes space, sci-fi and archaeology, which are all things that I'm quite passionate about, so I was very excited when I first saw this series, and I'd really like to continue on with it and finish it off. Although I'm not sure how many more there is. It might not actually be finished yet, but yeah. First book was very good, so I'm looking forward to this one. And if you couldn't tell already, I think there's a bit of a space theme going on, which has been going on for the last like year or so with a lot of the books I'm reading, but there's at least 3 semi-space themed books in here that I'm planning to read. So yeah, that's my TBR. That's the plan. I would love to hear if you guys have read any of these books, or you know, have them on your TBR as well. So please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye! It's me.